Good evening and welcome to Saturday News at 7 p.m. on NTA Lagos Channel 10. I am Ntamiegbe. Thanks for joining us. The All Progressives Congress, APC, has unveiled its Presidential Campaign Council ahead of the 2027 general elections, with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Vice President Kashim Shettima taking key leadership roles. According to a statement signed by the Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, Professor Nentawe Yewatda is also named as a Vice Chairman. Former Zamfara State Governor Senator Abdulaziz Yari has been appointed Director General of the Campaign Council, while Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma will serve as Secretary. APC National Secretary Senator Ajibola Bashiru and Hadiza Bala Usman will serve as Deputy and Assistant Secretaries respectively. The council also includes a team of senior political advisors, among them former APC National Chairman Chief Bisi Akonde, veteran politician and journalist Chief Segun Oshoba, and former Imo State Governor Senator Rochas Okorocha. The formation of the Campaign Council comes as political activities gather momentum ahead of the 2027 presidential election, with the APC positioning its leadership and campaign structure for the contest. The statement adds that the development signals the formal strengthening of the ruling party's campaign machinery as preparations intensify for the presidential contest. And moving on, the Independent Corrupt Practices and Related Offences Commission, ICPC, has uncovered another fake agency operating under the name National Brands Development and Made in Nigeria Special Project Office. Chairman of the ICPC, Musa Aliyu, disclosed this at the State House after his private meeting with President Bola Tinubu. Following the ICPC's investigation, which confirmed the purported Presidential Foreign Intervention Promotion Council as fake, ICPC continued with the presidential mandate to follow up the investigation, which has now led to new revelations. Briefing State House correspondents afterwards, the ICPC chairman disclosed its further directive of President Tinubu on the matter.
Buchi Mwabwezi was active, suspected collaborators in the office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, contrary to the external laws and without authorization of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The promoter, George Buchi Mwabwezi, was discovered to also operate under 4 other variations of his name: George Nathan Mwabwezi, Honorable George Buchi Mwabwezi, Prince George Buchi Mwabwezi, and George Buchi and George Mwabwezi. The ICPC has interacted with the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation with a view to ascertaining vital information with regard to the fake agency/office under investigation. Accordingly, Mr. President has directed as follows: A. Immediate arrest of Prince George Buchi Mwabwezi. B. Immediate suspension of the following permanent secretaries: 1. MS Njuma. 2. Engineer Nodungu Gagari. 3. Richard P. Pilengwa.
The Lagos State Police Command is raising alarm over the growing threats posed by vandalization of public infrastructure, particularly along major road projects in the state. At a briefing in Lagos, the Commissioner of Police, CP Tijani Fatai, highlighted recent breakthroughs in the fight against criminals, while the Minister of Rex, David Umahi, drew attention to the scale of damage being done to government installations. Oluwabukola Akonde reports.
The Lagos State Police Command says it is intensifying efforts to protect critical infrastructure and tackle criminal activities across the state, following a series of arrests and recovery of dangerous weapons. Speaking on the command's operational achievement for August, Commissioner of Police Tijani Fatai said 39 suspects were arrested with firearms, ammunition, suspected illicit drugs, and other exhibits recovered.
We are working as a the receiver. It is not just only the receiver we see of the speaker. The root of the matter, we will surely get there because we are very much assured that it is not those ones that will remain stupid.
The briefing also highlighted the arrest of suspected vandals linked to the destruction of infrastructure along the Lagos Coastal Road and Third Mainland Bridge. Minister of Works David Umahi, who was represented by the Federal Controller of Works, Lagos State Engineer Olufemi Dare, commended the police for its intervention, revealing that about 1,800 manhole covers have been stolen, while 1,000 meters of clear view perimeter fencing about 75 directional signs have been vandalized.
When we go there, it is not a federal government place. It is Lagos State place. Fortunately, we met a staff of Lagos State there who break the press with us together that day. But when we got there,
Engineer Dare stressed that the protection of the coastal road remains a collective responsibility, noting that government will continue to work with security agencies to prevent criminals from undermining critical infrastructure. The police command says operations will be sustained through intelligence gathering, targeted patrols, and community partnership, while suspects found culpable will face prosecution in accordance with the law. In Lagos, Oluwabukola Akonde, NTA News.
Away from vandalization issues, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, will conduct a nationwide mock accreditation exercise in November 2026 as part of measures to test its readiness for the 2027 general election. INEC Chairman Professor Joash Amupiton stated this when he received the charge d'affaires of the Canadian High Commission to Nigeria, David Sproul, and other officials of the Commission on a courtesy visit to the INEC headquarters. He noted that the mock accreditation would subject the bimodal voter accreditation system, BVAS, and other electoral equipment to a rigorous field test ahead of the general election. He said the exercise was designed to identify and address possible operational challenges before the elections, stressing that the Commission was determined to build on the lessons learned from recent off-cycle elections. And now we'll go for a short break. More reports on the other side. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Home is under attack, but not for long, because Hypo is here. Dirty floors and surfaces.
Not on our watch.
Protect every day with Hypo. Dirty and stains no fit do us shakara. We got the remedy, original palasa. Hypo, Hypo, go Hypo.
Germs always find a way back.
No green. Protect every day with Hypo.
Hypo, go Hypo.
Do you need hotel service that runs hospitality business as real business? Then look no further, because Suru Express Hotels is readily available to meet your hotel accommodation needs in a cozy and serene atmosphere. Courtesy and care greet your arrival at our front desk while you're checking out our various rooms, suites, deluxe, standard and express gold, all fitted for purpose you desire. Healthy nutrition is also a top priority at our tastefully organized restaurants in Suru Express Hotels. With our ultra-modern gymnasium, maintaining your fitness is guaranteed in a conducive atmosphere. To unwind and reduce stress, our world-class standard swimming pool and game centers are always available. We are strategically located in Surulere, Ikeja GRA, Ikorodu, to provide unparalleled hospitality and free parking and top-notch security. A choice of any Suru Express hotel is a choice made with wisdom.
Are you looking for a spacious, serene, beautiful and comfortable environment for your event? Then
NTA Lagos Channel 10 premises is the place to be. With about 3,065 seating capacity,
NTA Lagos Channel 10 premises provides a well-secured land and car parking lot for your wedding receptions, birthday parties, religious and school activities. You can use our entire space and also have your event covered with a token which will be aired on our social diary program, Mary Lane.
For more inquiries, please contact our marketing department, NTA Lagos Channel 10, Tejo Show, or call Chibuzo
on 0812-324-5519
and Gmo
on 003-830-1669.
NTA Lagos premises affordable just for you.
You're welcome back to Saturday News at 7 p.m. on NTA Lagos Channel 10. And we continue with this report that as geopolitical tensions rise, global trade patterns shift, and security threats become increasingly complex, as experts say Nigeria's ability to protect its national interest will depend on a foreign policy that is strategic, adaptable, and driven by economic diplomacy. The reports.
The world is characterized by changing global orders, marked by geopolitical tension, economic uncertainty, insecurity, and technological threats. Foreign policy analysts believe that the developments present both opportunities and challenges for Nigeria. Therefore, the country should pursue a foreign policy that strengthens its national security, economic capacity, and democratic institutions to remain influential on the global stage.
When it comes to international trade, the country can diversify not just our trade alone, but the sources of payment for the trade. Now, for us to pay for trade, we have to spend dollars. That means we have to acquire dollars. But isn't it possible that when we have a currency swap with China, that means we could buy some things and they could buy some things from us using their currency, in which case we don't have to go and take tons of naira notes to go and buy dollars before we can pay them.
The experts say Nigeria must become more strategic in engaging the international community, ensuring that every diplomatic relationship translates into tangible benefits for the country.
Survey our relations with our immediate neighbors in particular in the light of our domestic experience with a view to interacting with the world in a more meaningful way that will be beneficial to us.
The consensus among policy experts is that the rapidly changing international environment requires fresh thinking and coordinated policy responses to safeguard Nigeria's strategic interests. In Lagos, Hinginu, John Adams, NTA News.
And now we delve into the social media space, as this report states that in today's digital age, social media influencers and online bloggers are playing increasingly significant roles in informing the public and sharing national narratives. But amid rising security concerns nationwide, experts say the spread of unverified information online could complicate security efforts and affect public confidence. Adejoke Odeka completes this report.
From breaking news updates to live security alerts, social media has become a major source of information for many Nigerians. But as security concerns grow nationwide, there are questions about whether some contents shared by bloggers and influencers are helping to inform the public or increasing tension.
We see a lot of blogs do clickbait. So you might see captions, and when you go read there, if you are not confirming your facts, you might be getting the wrong information.
Social media influencers continue to shape conversations across various sectors in the country. While many promote awareness and timely updates, concerns remain that unverified security-related posts may heighten anxiety among citizens.
By making sure the information I'm passing across is accurate, I also try to make sure I'm as objective as possible, so I don't expose anybody to piling on or bullying online. And then I also make sure that even when I'm sharing the information, I protect the private information of the people that are being spoken about.
Security experts warn that misleading online narratives can weaken public trust and sometimes affect security coordination.
Whatever you don't believe somebody posts, please don't share it. And what you cannot defend, don't share it. So that is why we have security agency to regulate the social media, so that at the end of the day, all Nigerians will have a sense of belonging. And even the government in power have their duty to protect other people's, so that Nigeria will not lead into disintegration.
Stakeholders have also stressed the need for responsible use of social media by influencers and citizens, noting that accurate information sharing is essential to promoting peaceful coexistence and supporting national security efforts. In Lagos, Adejoke Odeka, NTA News.
And up next, child labor remains a major concern in Nigeria, where cultural practices and economic realities often blur the line between responsibility and exploitation. In this special report, Deborah Adeyefa examines when helping at home becomes harmful to a child's future. The reports.
The International Labour Organization defines child labor as work that deprives children of their childhood, potential and dignity, especially when it interferes with education or endangers their health. Similarly, UNICEF warns that any work that keeps children out of school or exposes them to risk violates their fundamental rights. Even so, the United Nations estimates that millions of children are still engaged in child labor globally, with sub-Saharan Africa accounting for a significant share. Some residents say while children's involvement in work is often a necessity, it shouldn't affect their education, dignity, and mental health.
In a family where one is here to get a foot on the womb, they can decide, okay, let's give you this, train him or her like your child, but it will turn to the other way around, because such people don't have the experience of giving birth to a baby.
If a child hasn't gotten to the age of adulthood, I do not think that it's right to engage such child in any form of labor. Let a child be a child. Let them play their play. Let them do what they can do at their age.
In Nigeria, the Child Rights Act guarantees protection from exploitative labor, and in addition, UNESCO identifies education as a key tool in breaking the cycle of poverty and child labor. Yet, the practice persists. Experts warn that when children's work affects their education or exposes them to harm, it becomes exploitation.
Poverty plays a major role in child labor. And then parents should have the orientation. They should have a shift of mindset from seeing children as contributors to the family welfare to seeing them as investments.
In a situation where you are giving a child a heavy tax, giving a child a risky tax, is child labor. What can we do? We need to strengthen our law enforcement and make sure that the offenders didn't go free. Community monitoring and reporting system. We need to work with the stakeholders in the rural area. People that this thing are really affecting, they are not on WhatsApp, they are not on TikTok, they are not on any social media. In fact, I don't think they have phones that can browse. So they need to do more community monitoring.
For key players, while responsibility can be taught, it should never come at the cost of a child's future. Striking a balance between cultural practices and child protection remains key to ensuring that every child has the opportunity to learn, grow, and thrive. In Lagos, Deborah Adeyefa, NTA News.
And finally, we have here that drug abuse remains a growing concern, with its impact extending beyond individuals to families, communities, and the society at large. From the misuse of prescription medicines to the consumption of illicit substances, drug abuse continues to pose serious social, economic, and public health challenges. In this special report, S.A. Onwamaka examines the causes and consequences of drug abuse, its impact on individuals and society, as well as efforts towards prevention and rehabilitation. The reports.
History, drug addiction and abuse have been connected to Asian societies where substances such as alcohol, opium and cannabis were utilized for medicinal and recreational reasons. As time progressed, the improper use and overuse of these substances resulted in addiction, potentially leading to drug abuse if left unattended. In contemporary society, the increase in drug addiction is linked to a blend of psychological, social and environmental influences. Early exposure to drugs is recognized as a significant risk factor for the development of addiction.
Individuals using things like cannabis and other illicit drugs, or using tramadol for things that it's not supposed to be used for. Tramadol is supposed to be a pain medication, but people use it to get a high excitement from taking it. So that's illegal drug use.
Situation whereby we have lots of children that are not engaged in, positive things. They said an idle mind is devil's, instrument.
Invitation of friends and joining bad groups.
People want to claim what they are not. I want to join them. I want to imitate them so that they can accept me into their group.
The effects of drug addiction can deeply affect individuals, families, and society in general.
Kidneys affected, liver damage, and also heart damage. So usually if you take drugs, there's a chance that you will damage your organs, and with damaged organs, life expectancy goes down. So
you will not be a useful person to yourself when you are addicted to drug.
There are multiple methods for preventing drug addiction, such as adhering to your doctor's instructions and utilizing evidence-based treatment options like therapy, medication, and support groups.
If you are having drug abuse, which is associated with addiction, you don't have to fight it alone, whether it is the ingested ones or the inhaled ones. What you need to do is to seek help.
And also bring in those that have engaged in drugs before and let them see that by the time they turn around what their lives are now, I think it will go a long way for them to understand the fact that it is not a productive thing.
Nevertheless, it is crucial to prioritize education, awareness, and support services in addressing the root causes, impacts, and outcomes of addiction. This approach is essential for assisting individuals in overcoming addiction and achieving meaningful lives. In Lagos, S.C. Owamaka, NT News.
And now we've come to the end of this week's edition of Saturday News at 7 p.m. on NTA Lagos Channel 10. Thanks for watching. I am Ntami Egbe. See you next time.